Happy Sabbath to each one of you. A high Sabbath today, as we are sitting just one day before Palm Sunday, the event of the triumphal entry. We're going to be looking at that during our church service today, but we truly want to thank our choir, all of those who are bringing music to us. To me, just a high Sabbath today. A couple things that we want to bring to your attention this morning. Get out my list so I can remember everything I'm supposed to do. Tomorrow, if you are in need, and there's not a whole lot left, but I got a phone call this week from one of our realtors, Patty Tippett. She's got grandkids in our church school, and she is helping Audrey and Jack Robinson finish off getting rid of their stuff. They have moved over to Portland. If you have need of an extremely beautiful dining room table matching hutch, a massively huge, beautiful dining room mirror, some other small items, there's a couple beds, there's some stands. They're having a garage sale tomorrow. If anybody is interested, if you don't know where the Robinsons live, stop by. I will be happy to share the address. She just said tomorrow afternoon, sometime after church, so I'm guessing 2, 3 o'clock. Is when she is planning on doing that. So if you have any, there's not a whole lot left. I saw it yesterday on a few things, but they'll be there tomorrow, and they're just wanting to move the rest of the stuff out of the house. Also, in your mailboxes, some of you checked them early. It got put in a little bit later, but you will find a mission invitation for mission letter. And what this is Krista, my daughter-in-law, has been invited to be a nurse on a medical mission trip to Uganda. She is working through the Lincoln City Church, and if you would like to participate in a mission project, if you haven't done that for a while, we made this available. All of the funds, the help will go through the Lincoln City Church. There is a QR code there. You can also use the Adventist online giving. Marge showed me how to do that. You just go to where you want to give your direct giving, drop down to Lincoln City, and you can give through that way. But we would like to support anyone who has a mission trip. So if there's something that you want to do, if there's some mission that you're going on and you are needing added support, come and talk to me. We'll see what we can do, because I believe that missions is extremely important, and we want to participate as much as possible. Also, if you got a bulletin today, you probably got one of these in that bulletin. If you're a member of this church, you will know what to do with one of these. We are fortunate to be able to start nominating committee again, because we all love nominating committee. So, what we'd like to have you do with this, and again, this is for the members of our church, and if you did not get a bulletin and you're a member here, then I'd like to get you one of these, because I got some extra. Anybody need a commit? We try to stick them in the bulletin. Everybody got them. So what I'd like to have you do with it, look around the room. Do you have one? Okay. I'll make sure you guys have one. Is look around the room. This is now for those of you who are new to Adventist churches, this is the committee to elect the nominating committee. You are. So what we do is we take the elections from the floor. And it starts out by looking around the room here today, also thinking somebody who might not be here that you would like to be on here. 5 names on this committee. This committee is a beautiful committee to be on. So put your name down if you want to, because this committee takes about 1 hour, 1 day. And the beautiful thing is you can keep yourself off the big committee by getting on this committee. Just saying, no, I don't want to be on that other committee. So I always tell people that this is the most wonderful committee to ever be on. So you can put your own name down. But once you got this done, and I encourage you to do it as quick as possible before church service starts or right after so you don't forget. And out in the foyer is our offering box. When you leave, you could drop your ballot in there. We'll count them up. We'll bring it back next week as to how that's going to go. But we would like to get going on that. I know that there's a pastor just south of us who already had his committee and his nominating committee, and they've already voted it in for next year. And he's telling me that I need to learn how to do more efficient work. No. And I would listen to him, but he's been a pastor for 2 years, and I've been a pastor for 40 years, so I don't have to. So, next thing is, in your bulletin, you'll notice that some folks have asked about whether there was going to be a memorial for our friend Valerie Spencer. This is Bernie Spencer's wife. There is a planned memorial on March 30, that is next Sabbath, at 3:30 in the afternoon at the Cedar Creek Seventh-day Adventist Church, and this is the Adventist Church in Woodland, Washington. And so that is where that memorial will be, in Woodland, Washington, for our friend Valerie Spencer. And so please take note of that. Also, you'll notice in your bulletin that there is a membership transfer, first reading today from Michael and Jenny Gable. And this is just for information. Next week we'll take a vote on that. And what we think is Mike and Jenny will be here next week. So we'll vote them out as soon as they come back to visit. So, I mean, that's kind of how that works. But we also want to let you know the Bible study and prayer Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We're going to be finishing up the book of Mark. We're going to be looking at the final stages of the death and resurrection as we move into our Easter weekend next week. Does anybody know of any other announcements that we should have made that we are forgetting? Oh, yeah. We have had a couple conversations with the Oregon Conference. For those of you who know, there has been a big challenge within the Oregon Conference in terms of financial situations. They are trying to remove about 25 pastors. They're trying to drop from 120 some districts down to 100. There's a lot of changes going on. This week we did have a Zoom meeting. I tried to get that information out to you. If you'll check your email, if you don't have email, we can probably get a letter for you. There's a letter going out from the Oregon Conference. Not anything really new. They're just saying it's going to take another couple weeks before they figure everything out. So a month of wondering is not enough. And so I'll be honest with anybody, it has been probably one of the more stressful times in the 40 years I've been a pastor, trying to wonder if you're in or you're out. But I just continue to pray that the Lord will continue to guide and direct. He knows the path that every church and every group needs to make. Yes, Jim?